Welcome to software used to build websites or recommended software. First thing you need to do when you're deciding on your software is to decide on the type of website you're going to build, whether it's a brochure, a blog, or e-commerce website. Remember that our recommendations are exactly that. They're recommendations, they're not requirements. Just make sure that the software you select is not going to go obsolete or is not already obsolete. If you're building it yourself, make sure you give yourself some time to be able to learn how to use the software so that you can meet your deadlines on building the website. And also remember that a lot of features for a software also typically means more complexity and probably a little bit of a higher learning curve. Also, try it before you commit. The software that you use, or we're suggesting, basically is free, so you can install it, try it out, and if you don't like it, try a different one. Again, these are our recommendations based on our experience for hosting many thousands of websites. This is a list of free software, and they are recommendations, not requirements, so pick the software that you wish to use. The first two softwares that we're going to discuss are for creating both the brochure and the blog website types. They are WordPress and Concrete 5. When you're using WordPress, you'll find that coding is not required to build the web pages. It's also quick to install and fairly easy to learn. It has a simple management interface, and you can add a lot of functionality with plugins. You'll also find that it's easy to customize. So what we're going to do now is going to give you a short example of using WordPress to build a brochure type website. And we're just going to jump into the administrator here, and this is a view of it now. We're going to actually look at the theme. Now, building a brochure website is pretty much a static site, and when you're building the static site, basically it's going to have like a still or graphic, a main graphic on the front of the page, and it won't really change much. It won't be very much interaction. You can use WordPress for this, and lots of times this type of functionality will depend on the theme. And you can see I've actually chosen a theme here, and I've chosen the static front page. Now we're going to look at the actual page that was created earlier and edit the page. And here you can see the picture that was added. And then over on the right hand side under the template, it's important to select that you're using the front page template when you select that. And then you update it and publish it. And we're going to take a look at the website here shortly. And here you can see the resulting example of a brochure website using WordPress. As you can see, it's a very simple process and a very quick one. Next, we wanted to show a brief example of WordPress being used as a blog. This is a New York Times blog called Lens, and here their photographers share their favorite shots online. The next software that we wanted to talk about is a software called Concrete 5. It's like WordPress in that it's a blog software that can also be used to create a brochure type. You'll find that it's very easy to install and use, and it's quick to learn. It also has a WYSIWYG editor, which is a what you see is what you get type editor, and you can add a lot of functionality with themes and different plugins. So here we're going to show a quick example of using Concrete 5. We're going to log into the administrator. Let me hit sign in here. And then you can see that there's a site that's pre-made here based on the theme that's loaded, and it looks very much like WordPress in a way. You can see the banner image, and you can see the text section and the sidebar here. It's a very quick sample of the use of Concrete 5. We're going to take a look at the editor now when we log in, and if you look at the top there where you see Edit, and we're going to take a look at how that WYSIWYG editor works. And so you can see that there is a section here. You just simply need to edit it. You right click on it, you click on edit, and you can change the text. You can also move these elements by clicking on them and then selecting move. So it's a very simple and very quick to learn, fairly intuitive interface where you can move things around very quickly. Next, we wanted to give an example of Concrete 5 being used for a blog website. This is the Vancouver Aquarium website. You can see the capabilities of the software here with the beautiful design of this website. The next types of software that we're going to discuss are for building e-commerce websites. We're going to be looking at OSCommerce, OpenCart, and PrestaShop. We'll give brief examples of each. OSCommerce is the first example we're going to be looking at. It's an e-commerce solution that's evolved over 12 years. It's got over 7,000 plugins and a very large online community. Here's an example of OSCommerce in action. This is the administrator backend. The menu here on the left-hand side gives you an example of all the different modules, customer sections, and taxes and locations. It's basically the dashboard, which gives you kind of a quick summary of what's going on with your store. Next, we're going to look at the front end of the site that's built right away when you load up OS Commerce. This is dummy data that's actually in there right now, so you can get an idea of how it would look like if it was populated with your products. As you're working with different types of e-commerce software, you'll find that many of them have the same features. You're going to have to take a look and see which one meets your needs and which one you would like to use. The next software we're going to discuss is called OpenCart. It's got thousands of themes, there's unlimited categories and products, and it has support for international sales and shipping. So here's the OpenCart Administrator dashboard. This is the back end where you do the management for the store. Again, like the OS Commerce site, you have the dashboard which gives you a summary. We're going into a category right now actually to take a look at that. So I'm going to edit that. And you use categories to basically organize your products. There are many different options within the administrator, including these reports like the sales report here. Now we're going to jump to the front end of OpenCart, which is basically the website that's created when you install it. Like the other solutions that you're going to see, each one creates a storefront website, and then you also have an interface for managing it in the back end. And you'll find that they vary differently, mostly based on the interface. So you'll have to choose the style that kind of meets your needs for your own store and your business. The last software we're going to discuss for e-commerce is PrestaShop. You can see we have inventory management, a multi-store management, and also support for international shipping, sales, and taxes. So here's the PrestaShop Administrator dashboard in action. You can see again that this is a summary of the store, and you have the many different managerial options here. We're going to jump to the front end here and take a look at it. And like all the other solutions, you get a front end and a back end. When you load it up, it creates a website for you. Based on the theme that you select, it changes the appearance, which can also be manually modified. There are many different options, but you'll find, just like the others, that they are very full-featured. Everything we've been listing, basically, you're going to find in each one of the different e-commerce solutions. You'll have to experiment with each to find which one you like the best. So in summary, remember that these are free options that you can easily try out, and that the more features that you have, the steeper the learning curve you're going to encounter. And remember that there are a lot of different options for the documentation and tutorials. Thanks again for listening to our tutorial on the different softwares that you might use to build your website.